Welcome to day 1 of week 4 of the Task With Me warm-up series, where I'm documenting my journey to a 10K. Apologies for this first stretch of the walk here. It might be a little bit windy. I know, that's a running joke for everyone that has listened previously. You know, that's something I tend to worry about, even though almost always the wind is just fine. Now, today is an exciting day for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's the first week of my PTO, the first weekday of my PTO. So I'm officially on that, and yes, I have been enjoying it. Cyberpunk has consumed a good amount of my days, especially again playing on the Series X really makes up for that difference from base consoles, previous gen consoles. I've thoroughly enjoyed that, and I'm also on PTO from my web development tutoring job, which is cool. I am a little bit sad, honestly, to see the students, or I guess to let the students go, but I'm still here. I haven't fallen off the face of the earth, and I will be checking up on them. So if any of you are listening, know that you're in good hands. We will all graduate in 10 months. But anyway, apart from that, today's also a good day because, again, it is day 1 of week 4. And why is that so significant? Well, today we're going to be doing a 20-minute walk, and from here until the end of the series. So for week 4, week 5, week 6, and week 7, 20 minutes will be the least amount of walking that we'll be doing. So no more 15-minute walks. We'll just be starting off at 20 minutes. So consider this the new baseline for everyone that has started with me since the beginning, or if you're joining today, of course you can start here if you'd like. However, I highly encourage you to watch the videos from the beginning to get that good foundation and trek along here with all of us at Task With Me. So that's very exciting. To be frank, I'm not sure what the climax is going to be this week, but I'll go ahead and leave it in the comments, rather the description. I'll also remind you all by putting a link in the description of the actual article that I'm following, so that you all see what are the workouts that I'm doing and which ones we have left. Again, for these next 4 weeks, remember, week 4, 5, 6, and 7, we're going to continue doing these warm-up walking routines. And finally, starting on week 8, we'll be starting our new series, the Walk Jog series. Maybe I'll come up with a better name, but we'll essentially be doing a split where we're doing a little more jogging than walking, but we're alternating every couple of minutes. And that's really exciting because that's when I really think the cardio takes into effect, our muscles take into effect, all this practice that we've done takes into effect. So it's going to be really cool to see how we fare. I know that even on that first week we'll be having a lot of challenges, but I think that's just what we have to overcome. So very excited and looking very much forward to that. Today I don't have a script, and the reason I don't have a script is because, well, it's a shorter walk, so I'm not too concerned about talking points. A lot of times it's 40 minutes. It is difficult. Even 30 minutes. 20 minutes is bearable. And I may start trying to do periods where I'm not talking. I want to try that out. I want to see if that's something that the audience enjoys. Maybe during your walk you don't mind listening to some copyright-free music. So we'll try that out. Maybe I will stop for a little bit here and there to give you all a break and let you focus in case I actually forget or run out of things to talk about. But so far so good. Some things I have planned today are, I was doing some Christmas shopping yesterday and it actually went very well. However, I have to make some slight adjustments based on some feedback I recently received from some people who will not be named, and so that should be fun. Luckily nothing was too crowded, so I wasn't necessarily nervous or anything to go Christmas shopping, you know, with the whole pandemic going on and whatnot. So we'll see about that. That should be pretty fun. Again, I don't have to, but I really should, and I want to get presents for, you know, my family, girlfriend's family, so on and so forth. So that should be a fun time. Something else that I'm going to be doing today, which sort of is unexpected, I'm not really too concerned about it. I'd say about 4 or 5 days ago there was a bump that appeared on my dog's back. If you all have been listening to my talks during these walks, you know that my dog Sawyer, well, despite him being healthy, he is prone to issues. He has a lot of skin infections. He has a lot of issues with just diseases in general, like kennel cough, he's just very sensitive. I don't think his immune system is as strong because, again, he wasn't eating at that critical point in the beginning of his life, you know, those first 3-4 weeks when he got back home, because he had his ear infection. But the good news is, while the bump was harder and bigger the first time it came up, now it's reduced in size, it's gotten smaller. So I'm just gonna go to the vet. They know Sawyer so well there. I'll just be checking up on him, making sure all is good, and then after that, you know, I'll be happy and that'll be a little bit of stress that's eased off my back. Also, actually, I'm gonna write this down now again, that I realized that I can write notes while talking on the GoPro. I need to remind myself to go and get toothpaste for my dog. So this is actually something pretty funny regarding hygiene with my dog. When I had my dog Max growing up, I think I've mentioned this before, I guess we as a family, I hate to say it, but frankly, he just wasn't the most hygienic dog. We gave him showers every once in a while, but we didn't brush his teeth. We didn't necessarily groom him. He was very much a stay-at-home dog, so he wasn't really exposed to the elements. Sawyer is a little more sensitive. He tends to go out more. He's a little more social. So we take care of him a lot more. When my girlfriend really started falling in love with Sawyer, she came up with the idea that we should brush his teeth. And up until this point in my life, I knew that that sort of thing existed. However, I just never did it. I wasn't used to it. And now the funny thing is, I am used to it, and I do love doing it. It takes literally 10 seconds to do, and to this day, and maybe it's just because he's only a year old, he still has really great teeth. I mean, his teeth are white, and his teeth have been complimented by friends and the vet and family members for being so good looking, you know. So I take that as a compliment. I really like that. I think it's just cool to see, like, when you put the work into something, other people appreciate it. So I definitely like that a lot. So we'll be continuing to keep up with his hygiene, making sure that he's all good, so on and so forth. I'm not really concerned about the bump, but you know, we'll see what the vet has to say. I don't know if y'all heard, but someone did just call me. That was actually my doctor. I'm gonna call him back in 13 minutes when I'm done with this walk. I called him because I had to have a series of tests done due to some odd findings from some of my reports. Luckily though, as far as I know, everything is great. So it looks like it was mainly preventative. And the question I asked was, hey doc, can I drink during the Christmas break? I know it might sound like a silly question, but they advised me not to drink during this time where I was getting tested, and I didn't. I haven't drank for probably more than a month. I haven't had an ounce of alcohol, which again, even before that, I was maybe having a beer or two every other week. So I'm definitely not a drinker, but you know, the holidays are coming up. I'm gonna be having fun with family, and I'm a wine guy now. I love my Pinot Noir, you know. As my brother and I say, it's wine down. You know, a lot of people say wind down. I say wine down. He left me a voicemail. Hopefully that will give me the answer. I'm not sure if I can listen in on that while recording, and I don't want to take the chance because the video has been going well so far. I don't want to miss out on that. But maybe I'll add it in post-production. I'll put some text with the answer and I'll say, hey, yes or no, can I drink? So we'll see. It should be fun. But anyway, as you all can see here in South Florida, it is beautiful weather today. It is pristine Florida weather. It's actually, I don't know, maybe mid 70s, lower 70s, a little chilly. I wouldn't particularly say it's sweater weather. I just got out of the gym, so I'm a little bit more warmed up, so I'm still hot, but it is beautiful. And a couple things I want to mention about some things that I just mentioned. So the gym, I've been following a 3-day split at the gym recently. I might distill some of that information. I follow a guide right now from Muscle and Strength. I sort of alternate between following people's guides and developing my own guides. But this 3-day split I like a lot. I think it's actually good for me to be hitting muscle groups twice a week. And so far, like I mentioned, I've really seen the gains from it. How so? Well, I feel, especially in my legs are always lagging. I feel stronger in my legs for sure. I'm paying more attention to my legs. Unfortunately, my gym doesn't have like a squat rack or anything, so I have to use a Smith machine. And a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, when I would try to do squats in the Smith machine, my lower back would hurt. So then I started focusing a little more on my lower back, sort of focusing a little more on my posture, overall strength on my back. And now when I do the squat, I just feel my core a little bit more engaged, so it's not as prone to injury. So that's super cool. It's a really good feeling. You just feel more grounded when you do these exercises. So I'm excited to be able to continue squatting, seeing my my load be able to go up, and everything has increased, which I'm really excited about. I've been strength training for a while, and I think, despite COVID being a terrible thing, and I feel like I speak for a lot of people when I say that you've probably been able to at least focus on, there's at least something you've been able to focus on with all the free time you have now that maybe you couldn't have before. Here's some examples. I have some coworkers who are now able to spend a lot more time with their newborns, which I think is phenomenal. Like, how cool of a thing is it that you really get to see your child's progression, you get to be there with them, and you still get to work. So it's like a win-win. I think that's super cool. One of the students I'm teaching, one of the reasons he got into coding was because he had the time of COVID. So for a lot of people, their lives are turning around for the better because of this. And kind of brings this discussion, like, how do I say this? Like, we're so consumed, with work, and we're always thinking about the 40-hour work week and the 9 to 5, and we kind of lose track of things that we really enjoy doing. And now during this time, people are still working. Well, there have been people who have lost their jobs, so my thoughts go out to them. Sorry, it's not a good thing, but for a lot of people, they're still able to work, and they're still able to engage in other things that they like to do. So it's like a win-win, and I feel like it's made a lot of people's lives better. So what do you all think about that? It'd be cool if our work model shifted, sort of paradigm shift. That is a reference to something. I'm curious if anyone can get that paradigm shift. It's a very niche reference, but maybe some of you all understand it. So that's been super cool. And something else that I want to talk about, unrelated to what I was just saying now, let's talk about the weather and these walks and where we're going next. Because as you notice, we have 8 minutes left. I hope you don't all feel like I'm rushing. I'm trying to get good information in as short of amount of time as possible. So hopefully during this winter break, I'll be able to travel to some places. And of course, now that I have the GoPro, with it being so portable, that's sort of the point, right? I'm gonna be able to take it with me. So I know last Saturday I wasn't able to do one of the cool walks. Oh, that's a really nice house. I like this house because it's just like small and cozy and unique. It's cool. One of the reasons I wasn't able to do the walk last week was, frankly, it was just bad time management on my part, but I hopefully will have some cool settings for you all to watch and listen to coming up in the coming days. So I am excited about that. I'm gonna well, actually I don't have to turn around. So keep a lookout if you want to see some cool places. Hopefully I'll have some special guests on the show, and we'll be able to have some different conversations from the ones that I normally talk about here, and we'll see where it goes from there. Okay, so we're at 13 minutes. I'm gonna give my little spiel, and then I'll give about a minute or so of rest to see how we can try out this no talking moment. So this channel is called Task with Me. It's a channel where I will document myself doing various tasks in hopes that the people watching can also do the tasks with me, break up the rut of their day, and try out something new. So this first one we're doing is fitness related because, well, I just want to be able to do a 10K, and why not document it for the world to watch. My current challenge, apart from getting to a 10K, is getting to 100 subscribers, so I can take my girlfriend out to a nice Mexican place we have been eyeing for the past couple of months. Actually, I've gotten 2 subscribers in the last 3 days, so I'm really excited about that. I think that's pretty phenomenal. I am just starting out, but those 2 mean a lot to me. So if you all are watching, thank you so much. Tell your friends about it. If you like the video, if you're excited to see more content like this, remember to like it, subscribe, ring that alert notification bell to see more, and I will do more. I will keep doing more, and let me know what you all want me to talk about. Maybe there's some cool things that, well, not maybe, there are certainly some things that I'm not even thinking about that could be really fun, cool, and engaging talking points. So let me know and we'll take it from there. So about 15 minutes coming up. I'm gonna give you all a moment of silence to hone in on your walk. Let's get these last 5 minutes going here. We'll see if I can put some copyright-free music, and let's get it. 5 more minutes, let's go. Okay, so two things I want to talk about. Firstly, I realized that for some reason, maybe this is too much information, but I had a little bit more mucus than I was anticipating, so I'm really sorry if y'all had to hear the spitting. If you didn't hear it, good. If you did, I'm sorry. Secondly, if you all were watching the video, which I realized a lot of you might be listening, but watch it later, you'll notice that I passed two Jeep Wranglers. Yeah, that's my dream car, the Jeep Wrangler. I had a chance to get it now, but two things. One, I'm gonna rather save money now and get it when I'm 30. Also, I don't need it. That's one thing I've realized the older I get. There's a lot of things I don't need, and I'd rather save the money to travel or just for an emergency. Frankly, I love my Honda Civic. My dog loves the Honda Civic, and it's a fantastic car that's doing very well for the 3 years I've had it. I might get the Jeep Wrangler one day though, because it is my dream car, so we'll see. I've heard it's not the best daily driver, but I also don't drive that much, so. And what I ended up doing was I actually, right now I'm going through a lease buyout for my Honda, and I did the math, and I actually am not, I didn't really lose, you know, because a lot of people are saying, you know, if you lease it, you're essentially just throwing money away. But after I did the math, it was actually beneficial that I leased it. Having financed it wouldn't have really changed things that much. And interest rates are good, and I plan on paying it off faster than the term calls for. And I plan on buying the car out because, again, if you're considering buying a car, ask yourself, do you really need that brand new car? I know of people that have awesome cars, and I'm not gonna lie, I would love to drive one of those cars any day. It's just expensive, you know? And considering the pandemic and the fact that most of us are from home, I don't drive a lot, so I don't want to be spending $500+ a month on a car that's going to be sitting in the garage. I have a great deal on my Honda Civic. It's an awesome car, so consider that if you haven't already. Really think about your expenses. Maybe that's something I'll talk about in another video, expenses, and sort of my learning journey with all that. Well, folks, we are nearing our last minute of today's 20-minute walk. Again, just to remind you all, this is day 1 of week 4. We have made incredible progress, and I cannot say how much, or rather how happy I am. I cannot express how happy I am, because I myself honestly didn't really think I'd even make it this far. A lot of times I put my mind to something and I just quit. That is a flaw of mine, and it might be a flaw of a lot of the people listening. And if it is, and if you've made it this far, congratulate yourself, because you stuck with it, and it's something really good. You stuck with something that's good for your health, it's good for your mind, so congratulate yourself. We're gonna keep doing these for as long as it takes to get to 10K, so if that's what you're interested in, remember to follow me, and I can't wait to see how many people are there with me at the finish line. And if all goes well, hey, we can maybe even do a meetup where we do the 10K together. How amazing would that be? Very, very neat. Again, this is the last 10 seconds. Thank you all again for listening. I really hope you all enjoyed today's short walk, concise talk. Again, stay fit, stay healthy, and we will see you next time for day 2 of week 4 of this warm-up series. Take care.